Feldman told me a story once about how he said, Elena, let me tell you, there's a big corporation asked me to come out and talk to their people. Big corporation. I think it was John Deere. Because it was somewhere in the Midwest, he said. It was somewhere in the Midwest, he said, and they drove and drove and drove, and there were cornfields everywhere, nothing. Just cornfields. And then suddenly out of nowhere, there was this huge complex with these huge buildings, and I was like, wow, what the heck is this? So they brought me in, and they asked me to talk about how I composed. How do you write? What are you thinking about? What do you do? And so he said he went through this whole, which his process is very intuitive. He would sit at the piano usually and just plunk stuff out, and then write some of it down, make adjustments, whatever, spend the day there, and at the end of the day, he would ink it, so he wouldn't change it again. That was how he worked. He would change it. And how did he get ideas? They asked him a ton of questions. They treated him really well. He said they fed me and wine and dined me. I was there for a whole day. And that to me struck me as a very interesting notion, that they would take this very experimental avant-garde composer, right? And John Deere, if it was John Deere, whoever it was, this company in the Midwest, this big corporation, would have him come and tell them about his creative process, how he thinks, what he does, to try to get their people to think out of the box, so that they could come up with something that's going to be innovative and new and whatever, and obviously help them in the market or whatever, sales, whatever it might be. But I thought that was a very, very, very interesting approach, and I think it's something that is important for students to know about too. Students to know about it. How do people think? That are thinking outside the box, that are thinking critically. How do they? What do they do? And so I think that was kind of a very interesting little anecdote or story that Feldman told me, because that's the last thing I would have expected, that some major American corporation would bring someone out like Feldman or Cage or any of this, Errol Brown, this whole group of composers that were extremely radical for their time, and to talk about how do you create, how do you think, how do you do this, because you don't think of corporate America of being interested in that.